Hello and welcome, students of Europe Hotel School. I'll be your guide for this online learning journey. As an AI that specializes in hospitality operations, I've seen what truly separates a good hotel from a great one. And you know what it always comes down to? Leadership. We are so excited to support your professional growth in this amazing industry. Let's really start with this core idea because it's everything. You can have the most beautiful building, the most comfortable beds, but if a guest's interaction with a person on your team is anything less than stellar, well, that's what they're going to remember. It's that human connection, that teamwork, that creates the experiences people come back for. So, how exactly do you become that kind of leader? Well, we've laid out a clear path for you here. We'll start with the very heart of hospitality, the why behind it all. Then we'll dive into that crucial first step into supervision and the essential toolkit you're going to need. After that, we'll look at the bigger picture with the strategic role of a manager, and we'll wrap up by thinking about the kind of legacy you want to leave behind. All right, first up, the heart of hospitality. See, as a leader, your job is so much more than just managing a checklist. You are the essential bridge that connects the hotel's big picture strategy with the actual service that happens on the floor, guest by guest, moment by moment. Think about it like this. Upper management might have a goal, right? Something like increase family-friendly guest satisfaction by 15%. Okay, great. But on its own, that's just a number. It's meaningless until you make it real. You're the one who actually translates that strategy into action, training the front desk to offer coloring books, or making sure housekeeping knows to put a little teddy bear on the pillow. You are the bridge that turns a corporate goal into a happy memory for a family. So where does this all begin? Well, for most people, it starts with that first promotion to supervisor. And usually you get that promotion because you're amazing at your job. You're the fastest check-in agent, the most detail-oriented housekeeper. But being a leader, well, that requires a completely different set of skills. And this, right here, this is the single most important shift you have to make. As a team member, your success was all about your own performance. But now, as a supervisor, your success is measured by the success of your team. Your job isn't to be the best at doing the work anymore. Your job is to make everyone else great at doing the work. It's a total mindset shift. Okay, so if you have to make that big shift, what do you need? You need the right tools. We're going to focus on 3 fundamental skills that every new supervisor has to master to succeed. First, communication, how you talk and listen. Second, decision-making, how you handle the pressure. And third, emotional intelligence, how you connect with people. Let's start with communication. In the fast pace of a hotel, one tiny misunderstanding can cause a huge problem. You know, a front desk agent writes down the wrong wake-up call time and a guest misses their flight. A waiter doesn't clearly tell the kitchen about an allergy. These aren't just small mistakes, they're major operational failures. That's why being crystal clear is so important. And it's not just about talking, is it? It's about active listening, so you can catch a problem before it even starts. And in our industry, which is so wonderfully diverse, cultural sensitivity is everything. A simple gesture might be friendly in one culture and completely misunderstood in another. A great leader knows this and adapts, making sure every single person on the team feels heard and respected. Next up, decision-making. As a supervisor, you are constantly juggling. You've got guest satisfaction here, your team's needs there, and the hotel's operational rules over there. And this all comes to a head during service recovery. A guest is really unhappy. What do? The choice you make in that split second can literally save or sink their entire stay. This is where having a framework, a structured way to think, becomes a total game changer. Instead of just reacting, you have a process to follow. It helps you be fair and consistent every time, and it makes sure your choices line up with the hotel's values. And here's the really amazing part. When you handle it right, you don't just fix a problem. You can turn that angry guest into one of your biggest fans. And the final tool in our kit is emotional intelligence, sometimes called EI. Simply put, this is your ability to stay cool when things get heated, to really understand why a team member is having a bad day, and to motivate people with genuine empathy. It's really the human side of leadership. And the payoff for developing your EI is huge. Leaders with high emotional intelligence are just better at everything. They resolve conflicts, they build teams that people actually want to be a part of, and honestly, they handle the stress of the job much better themselves. This is what truly separates a good supervisor from a truly great one.
So, you've mastered the daily challenges of being a supervisor. What's the next step? Well, you start to think like a manager. It's not about learning a whole new set of skills. It's about applying those same tools, communication, decision making, EI, to a much bigger, more strategic canvas. Here's the main difference. A supervisor is right there in the day to day, making sure today's shift runs perfectly. A manager is looking out at the horizon. They're planning for next quarter, figuring out budgets, scheduling staff for the long term, and making sure their department is helping the entire hotel reach its goals. A huge part of that long term view is managing performance. But the old way of doing things is gone. Today, it's all about coaching. And it's a cycle, as you can see here. You set clear expectations from the start, you check in and monitor progress, you give helpful, constructive feedback, and maybe most importantly, you find ways to help your people grow in their careers. And holding all of this together is ethical leadership. As a manager, your team is always watching you. Your integrity, your sense of fairness, your willingness to be accountable, that sets the standard for everyone. It creates that foundation of trust and respect that makes people want to come to work and do their best.
Which brings us to our final and maybe our most important idea. You see, leadership isn't a destination. It's not a title you get and then you can just relax. It's a path you walk every single day. It's a commitment to always be learning, always be growing, and always be thinking about the impact you're having on others.
Look, making that leap from being a great employee to an inspiring leader is tough, but it's absolutely possible. That's what structured training is for. It gives you the models, the frameworks, and the confidence to take those steps. It gives you the tools you need to not just manage, but to truly lead, to inspire your team to deliver incredible service and to handle any challenge that comes your way. So, as we close, I want to leave you with this one question. It's something to think about during your time here at Europe Hotel School and throughout your entire career. The path is here, the skills can be learned, the choice ultimately is yours. What kind of leader will you choose to be?